Jaime Lannister may have lost a hand, but it could be Robb Stark who is about to lose the war. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here to review Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 3. This one is called Walk of Punishment. But are we the ones being punished? Because I just don't feel like Game of Thrones is hitting the high standards of Season 1. Season 1, genuinely thought was a great season, despite a pretty mediocre, and I do believe it was a mediocre finale. I think Season 1 was very, very good. I'd go as far as saying it was great. I'd think overall I'd probably give Game of Thrones Season 1 an 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.59. I think it really was that good. However, Season 2 just hasn't really hit the heights, and Season 3 unfortunately seems to be following in that trend and not in the trend of the premiere season.
No, absolutely not. It just seems very slow. I think it's like we're building to a war that never feels like it's actually going to go anywhere. A war with too many off-screen battles. But when it's on-screen, it's very good. But yeah, I mean, not much yet.
Pretty much all of it's been off-screen, though. This whole battle, we're led to believe that Robb Stark has won lots of battles, but we don't see any. And now the tide is beginning to turn, and Robb Stark's losing ground, but it doesn't really feel that way because...
You know why this only works though in medieval times? I feel like if this was done in a TV show in the 21st century, it's like, if the episode begun and was like, oh, yeah, we won that shootout and, down there in the streets. I don't know, I feel like...
Tony once asked Sal, does it even exist?
Yeah, does it even exist?
Beginning to believe that all these battles even happen? We don't know. But we're in Astapor, and Daenerys is accompanied by Ser Jorah Mormont and Ser Barristan Selmy. They're doing the whole sea walk. It's known as the Walk of Punishment. You've got slaves here that are left to die. Daenerys offers one some water, but he refuses to drink it, so he just wants to die quickly, and he's accepting his punishment. So she doesn't understand that. They have a disagreement on the Unsullied, so... I mean, the guy who owns the Unsullied, I think some of the dialogue's been pretty funny, the way he just bashes Daenerys, basically calls her a whore and, trash, and looks down on her because he doesn't think that she can speak whatever language it is he speaks, the native tongue or whatever. We then have a disagreement between Jorah and Barristan. Barristan believes that you shouldn't get the Unsullied, you should not buy them because... he says that men fought for Rhaegar Targaryen because they believed in him and they loved him, not because they were slave soldiers who basically have had all their freedom stripped away. So Ser Barristan Selmy doesn't believe that Daenerys should purchase these Unsullied because they're not truly fighting for her, they're just fighting because they've been, I guess, conditioned into that. Whereas Jorah Mormont believes that's a good thing because they will follow whatever orders Daenerys gives them, and that means that innocents can be spared, that no one that is innocent has to die. There will be less bloodshed because the Unsullied will not rape, or they will not kill people they don't have to. They only kill people that is required for Daenerys to necessarily, to win the war. So, yeah, I mean, I get that. The only people that will die are the people necessary of dying for Daenerys to win. But at the same time, Ser Barristan Selmy doesn't believe that you should rely on an army that doesn't truly care, love, or have the same motives or ideology or whatever. Right? He believes that these people are just basically fighting because they've been trained to do so. They've been brainwashed into doing so, essentially, not because they want to. And I mean, I can understand both guys' points, but in the end, Daenerys basically says, look, if you ever embarrass me or you ever criticize me or challenge me in front of someone again, then it will be the last time that you serve me. So Daenerys here trying to lay down the law, and the two old guys just have to sit there and take it.
It was like an awkward scene. I think these two are just tripping over each other. I mean, Bellamy's just arrived, so I mean, I don't really see how he's going to go, but it's like, I don't think there's room for both of them. Do you not think so? I mean, they're two good guys to have on your council, I guess, but...
Who do you agree with? Whose reasoning do you think?
Probably the latter, to be honest, because Daenerys isn't the sort of leader that wants them just to kill randomers. She wants them to only kill who needs to be killed, and she, obviously being a woman, doesn't exactly want the population being raped. So I probably think that's the way she wants them to go, rather than an army whose sole purpose that they're fighting for you, rather than, just simply you're tasking them.
So you think the Unsullied suits her?
I think they do, yeah.
Because they'll follow out direct orders, and,
I think so.
and they've got no ulterior motives. They've got nothing.
Yeah, I think that suits her game plan and her wishes, to be honest, yeah.
Oh,
you agree? I think both, to a degree, do, but I think that's the one. If I had to pick one, aye. Right on the money.
True, but you want it's like Braveheart. I mean, Wallace wanted an army that believed in him, didn't they?
You do need an army.
Didn't just want an army that did it because they were paid to. Like, they wanted an army that. But I mean, I get your point.
As long as you win, does it matter if they were paid or not?
You could argue maybe you won't win though, if depending on what reason they're fighting for. Beyond the wall, what happens beyond the wall?
The other army can get paid off. This army might not be able to. They have a task in front of them, and they're going to see it through.
Aye, maybe. Well, I mean, possibly. So beyond the wall, Mance says we got Jon. He's with 300 men of the Night's Watch. Mance asks if Mormont could still be alive. They're going to head for the Crows.
We're going to go deeper.
And I mean, they're teasing a battle here between the Crows, the Night Watch, and the Wildlings. But I mean,
who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Don't get me wrong, right? I think a battle between all these guys is cool, but I want to see these groups up north join the fucking battle down south. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, the real battle.
These guys seem like way better seasoned fighters and like more hardcore than like 90% of the people that are in the war down there.
Yeah, I think that Jon Snow should have kept on riding. See, at the end of season 1, when he escaped to go and fight alongside his brother.
The way he's found out here that the group that he signed up for is basically sellouts, and they're Crasters. They're all tucked in with Craster. See, once he found this out, he should be on a one-way ticket to Robb Stark right now.
I think
and bringing as many men as he can with him for the cause.
Yeah.
Alright, 50 Cent, reel it in, but no, I think so though.
No, I agree, but he's not doing that for whatever reason.
But then up here, they don't really care about Stannis or...
Yeah, Lord Commander, Mormont, he brings whatever survivors he's got left back to Craster's Keep. Craster's mocking the survivors, basically saying, is that all you've got left? And he's going to offer them shelter, but you know what, see, at this point, why don't they just fucking kill this guy and take us?
Yeah, I know.
Take his shelter.
He has got no... Like, Craster must feel like he has got the most almighty leverage in the world to, like, bury these guys to their faces and nothing gets done.
But that's what I don't get. It's not like he's the king. It's not like he's Joffrey and Craster's got nothing here. He's got nobody apart from about 200 wives.
They're all his kids.
Like, what is stopping Mormont here just fucking killing Craster and be like, right, well, that's it, lads. We get to stay here as long as we want.
Well, that's another thing. Like, we can talk about the soldiers here. I mean, what's stopping for?
But then again, Mormont.
I mean,
I guess Mormont knows that Craster's got a deal with the Walkers.
Aye, but that's coming to an end.
Is it?
Well, hold on. We've seen them out in the open, man.
Aye, but
at the end of season 2.
Aye, but obviously they're out when they come to take the baby.
Aye.
So why are you acting like, they're out, so that deal... How's that deal done?
No, but it was maybe that deal's probably still on, but we've seen at the end of season 2 that...
And then we even seen here that Sam...
They might do half their men anyway.
We've seen that Sam just witnessed the girl that he spoke to last time give birth to a boy, and that obviously means it's going to be sacrificed. Yeah, so how's that deal done?
I know the deal's still on the table, but what I'm saying is the deal should be done because we've clearly seen the White Walkers still wipe out half of this group.
But that deals with Craster.
Aye, but Craster should be... That's what I'm saying. Craster should be fucking killed. Fuck the deal. Deal's out the window.
But Mormont's the only guy that knows about that deal.
Jon knows about it.
Now let's just move on, because... Are you anything to add there?
I've said my piece.
What's your piece?
My piece is, fuck the deal. Craster should be put to the sword. Mormont's got no loyalties. Morals, even. Letting this shit show go on.
Well, he must obviously think there's a reason. He must think that... But they marched beyond Craster's Keep. Maybe they won't advance past it.
Well, you know what, right?
So maybe they're safe now. Maybe the White Walkers won't go beyond Craster's Cape if he keeps feeding them.
Well, we keep hearing winter's coming, winter's coming. What is winter's coming?
Have you got
on some big old nonce?
Have you got Craster on speed dial and we can bloody ask him what the deal
I'll
is?
give him a ring if you want, but I don't think he'll answer. He's too busy touching his kids.
Right, at the Riverrun, what happened there? House Tully, we got the funeral of Lord Hoster Tully. I mean, Robb and his mother and their army marched all the way here just to give this guy a burial.
The bow and arrow scene, well, the guy can't do it, and then the big man grabs it. Lady Stark's uncle, I believe.
Younger brother.
Edmure
Tully. He's attempting to light the funeral boat, but he can't do it. He keeps missing it. And then Blackfish just takes the bow and arrow off him and hits it with one go. So,
I mean, dare I say this is... I mean, I think this is easier to do than what we... I mean, obviously we've got our wee series going on. We're watching Fear the Walking Dead. What's more unrealistic? The John Dory axe shot or this? The fucking no-look bow and arrow shot halfway across the lake?
This is more believable. 100%.
I know, but they're both a wee bit ridiculous.
No, they are, but I can believe this more.
Yeah, because I think with this one, you don't need 100% accuracy. As long as it lands on the boat, it's going to go up in flames.
Yeah, but even the way it landed, it was like probably the one position he'd put it. If he could place it, it's the one place he'd put it. I don't think he meant to impale the guy with the thing, so... yeah, we get Robb, Brendan, and Edmure. They're in the Riverrun's meeting room. The war's not going well for them, but we haven't seen this, so we don't really know. But we're hearing now that the war's not going well. But in season 2, the war was apparently going very well.
Yeah. So what's to suggest it's not went well? The only thing.
Well, we're hearing about battles that happened off screen.
Yeah.
But...
The only thing that suggests it hasn't went well for Robb Stark is probably the fact that Stannis lost in episode 9. And then, therefore, like King's Landing was able to regroup, so to speak. But yeah, you're right. It's like Robb Stark was sitting on top of the world. The only real negative or chink in his armor was the fact that he had lost Jaime Lannister. But now everything's on the what?
Yeah, apparently the Lannisters have defeated their enemies in the south and have secured King's Landing from the attack.
But not only that, right? Who's like the leaders of these groups?
We don't know.
Like, who's actually dying? It's unnamed jobbers. This is cheap.
They've got the marriage as well, the alliance with House Tyrell, and I believe they were bringing in 100,000 soldiers. Yeah, it's an alliance that Robb Stark could have had.
Yep, but the stupid bastard turned it down.
Yeah, all he had to do was... I mean, Robb didn't care what Baratheon was king. Was that Robb maybe having a bit of his Fowler in him? Where Justice was like, nah, Stannis should be the rightful king. But then again, it was more Kate. See, Robb should have sent himself.
I know, why is he sending his mother?
Oh, I should bash your heads together if you're my sons. I mean, Robb could have, at that moment in time, Robb could have went, I agree with the bum boy here. I'm taking his 100,000 people and I'm marching to King's Landing.
Yeah, but you know what? See, in that situation, you need a man to deal with the Baratheon brothers, not a woman.
But then again, you know what?
No, I tell you what, see if Ned Stark was there, that would have been resolved in 3 seconds.
It's like if Trump gets into the presidency, all the wars just fucking end.
Aye.
Anyway, it didn't help that Miss Alandry just killed Renly, and then all of a sudden...
Very convenient for the plot, that was, though.
Yeah, I mean, whose side's she on? You know, she must be fucking on the Lannisters team as well.
She just bolts off fucking Stannis' island this episode.
Yeah, so they're arguing. Edmure is adamant that they're winning, though, because they won the battle of the forts where they pushed the Lannister army under Sir Gregor Clegane from the Riverlands, but Robb and Brendan are furious because their grand strategy was to lure Tywin and Gregor's armies into the Westerlands where they would be more vulnerable and out of position and unable to defend the capital against the Baratheons. So, yeah, Edmure may have won this battle, but it was a battle that Robb wasn't trying to win. He was trying to let Gregor and Tywin actually advance on so that they could later ambush them. So he's not happy here at his uncle for basically fucking up what he wanted, and it's not looking good for Robb.
No, it's not looking good for Robb, but I mean, maybe the plan should be a bit more clearer then, Robb. Maybe we should have seen this. But like, this is the first we're hearing of this plan.
Yeah, but I mean...
It would have been good to hear about this previously.
If this is a legit plan that they had in place, then...
Why is this guy going back on it?
Yeah, and he got a lot of his men killed. So I'm not quite sure here.
He got most of his men killed and failed in the plan. Well done.
Now, he did capture 2 Lannisters, but unfortunately they are William and Martin. Apparently they're like second, third, fourth half cousins of Joffrey, so it's like, that's not quite Jaime Lannister, is it?
No, it's not.
Kingsland, and what do we have there? We got the small council meeting, everyone comes in, and we see Tyrion, who obviously doesn't want to sit at the bottom of the table. You've got Cersei, she lifts a chair up and pulls it to sit next to her father. So what does Tyrion do? He drags a chair along along the ground, and it's just like nails on a chalkboard kind of noise there, and everyone's looking at him, and you kind of feel bad for him, but it's funny at the same time.
No, it was funny here for Tyrion at the end of the day, but I like Tywin, but what's going on here? I feel like we're wasting Tywin sitting at a table with all these diddy men.
Yeah, so we have that. Tywin then sends Littlefinger to be a suitor for Lady Lisa Arryn. So he's going to go there, to that wonderful place, which name it forgets me, but it's that place up high. It's the impenetrable place. What's it called?
Oh god, I can't even remember the name of that.
The weird woman. Catelyn's sister.
Oh, I can't remember that.
Aye, anyway.
Not Harrenhal, is it?
No. But
there's so many names in this show.
Yeah, he gets sent there. Tywin then makes Tyrion the new master of the coin. Tyrion's like, here, I've spent a lot of years spending money, but I don't know anything about saving it. So we get that. We then see Tyrion allow his little, I mean, what would you even call him? Scout? Squire, that's the one.
The word.
Pod, and he basically pays for him to sleep with a bunch of whores. But apparently Pod's so good that the whores actually give the money back to Pod, and he returns it to Tyrion, and then we get Tyrion and Bronn wanting to have a little drinking session with Pod so they can get basically all the answers they need. They want all the tips on how they can satisfy women so they don't need to pay for it next time. But you know what, man? It's like Tyrion's rich, so he's Lannister. They're always going to expect him to pay.
Yeah, no, you're totally right here. I mean, cooking the books, I mean, is Tyrion going to be able to deal with this role? Probably not. I think that's just some big master plan to pin the blame on fucking the
we're skint. Where's all our money went? It's Tyrion's fault, even though Littlefinger's fucked it all, did the drain.
Yep.
So Tyrion is panicking. He's looking at the books going, here, none of this adds up here. Tyrion's been, Littlefinger's been, fleecing us or whatever. He's been cooking these books for years and years. Now I'm in charge of it. So, Tyrion, I think it does seem like a scam to fuck up Tyrion. But we'll see what happens. Dragonstone, King Stannis Baratheon speaks with Miss Landry. She prepares to depart by boat. He thinks that he needs to do something to win. He thinks that she's leaving. Says, don't leave. Come, make me a son so I can fight.
Kill Joffrey.
But that's
too weak, Stannis. I could only kill your brother, the bum boy, not Joffrey.
Yeah, Miss Landry then implies that she needs to burn a human sacrifice who possesses king's blood as an offering to the Lord of the Light. And she can't kill Stannis himself to achieve this, but she points out there are others with blood in their veins, with your blood in their veins. So, we'll see. But, I guess King Robert's bastard children would have his blood.
Yeah, I think that might have been who it was referring to. I mean, the Baratheon blood count at this stage is pretty low. Getting wiped out, it seems. Well,
I mean, most of them were already killed, weren't they? I mean, apart from Gendry, like I'm not really counting that many there. I wonder if that Loras Tyrell, would he have some Renly blood in him, or?
Hopefully not. Don't you want to think about it, brother?
No. In the north, what happens in the north? Theon Greyjoy, he escapes. Then he gets taken down by a bunch of guys, only for him to be saved.
Talk about rape. I mean, what was going on here?
Yeah, he got his pants pulled down. Didn't look like it was going to end well for him. But then we seen
Ramsay Bolton save him not once but twice.
Yeah, Ramsay Bolton saves him and helps him up, and it's like, oh well, you saved me from my ass getting pounded. So Theon is safe for now. His ass is safe, but I mean, other than that, not a lot happened. He just managed to escape, and then he says he's going to make him Lord of the Iron Islands for this. So we'll see if he's a man of his word or not. In the Riverlands, what happened in the Riverlands? Not a lot. Arya, Gendry, Hot Pie are still in the company of the Brotherhood Without Banners. They're going to leave, but Hot Pie gets offered to stay behind because apparently he is a good cook. So they want him to stay.
And that could be the end of Hot Pie, but here, trusting this guy in the kitchen, it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, Sandor Clegane gets loaded into a prisoner cart, so we're going to see what happens. She asks him, do you remember what happened the last time he was here? But he simply says that all poor inns look the same, and I believe the last time they were here, he killed the butcher's boy.
Yeah, he did kill the butcher's boy when we were here. I mean, what are we going to do with this guy? Going for the Hound? What's the end game for him? Where's he getting carted to? Is he going to do anything worthwhile?
We're going to have to wait and see. But also in the Riverlands, we have got Jaime and we have got Lady Brienne of Tarth, and he's basically selling her, look, a lot of bad shit's probably going to happen to you here, but I told you last time we should have killed that guy and you didn't listen to me. So, yeah, you're probably going to get raped, so just shut up and accept it and it'll go better for you. And she does the exact opposite of what Jaime says, and then starts getting beaten up, and it doesn't look good for her, but Jaime then convinces the main guy that has captured him. I believe he is the nephew of Catelyn Stark.
This guy here?
The main guy of this group.
So he's the nephew of Catelyn Stark?
I think he said he was.
See, it just shows you though, I like the fact that they're keeping the realism going. Just because like the Starks up to this point are honourable doesn't mean that this guy is.
Well, I would probably make him a
Stark.
I would make him more of a Tully then.
You know what I mean? No team Stark.
Yeah, yeah, because I think the Stark, if the name's Stark, you kind of have to be honourable.
There's no pumping going on here.
So I believe this guy's called Tully. So I mean, I don't think I'm making that up. I'm pretty sure that he is related to Catelyn. So Jaime talks to him.
Did they not have the Bolton banner though last episode? When they got them on the bridge? I thought they had the Bolton banner.
Or maybe it's the Bolton.
Bolton, Tully, shite jobby. End of the day is, this was looking pretty bad for her. Jaime made some sort of deal.
My father will make you rich, basically. That's that. Have you noticed that's Jaime and Tyrion's get out of jail card every time they're in trouble?
I like Jaime, right, but he is a bit of a shite bag. And I like the fact this guy called his bluff. He was like, you know what, your daddy's not going to get you every situation, and just fucking chops his hand off. And this makes, this is good though, because this makes you feel like Jaime Lannister ain't invincible. He can't just run his mouth and get away with it.
Well, he's certainly not invincible now, he's just lost his hand.
Aye.
So Jaime looks on at his hand in agony, screams in horror. He's lost his hand, his sword hand, so that's not good for him. But yeah, he just thought that he could mention his father this, father that, and I mean, I don't think it was ever going to work. Then that means this guy would be betraying, his team, and it was just sometimes money, sometimes power doesn't get you to every little situation that you're in. So yeah, Jaime probably should have just sat there and said nothing.
He probably should have sat
See
there.
That same advice he gave to Lady Brienne of Tarth? He should have probably gave that to himself.
It just shows you though.
But he probably thought he was invincible. He's like, look, you're just a common, you shut up and get raped and, accept it. Whereas for me, I'll try and talk my way out of this.
If he didn't...
But you know what, it's
if
also...
he didn't prevent her, he probably would have got his hand cut off.
Yeah, also, I mean, he was actually trying to do a bit of good here.
No, he was.
Now he's lost his hand, so...
But yeah, and this is, Game of Thrones. There's not like a hospital nearby. It's not like you can get this sewn back on. I think Jaime Lannister is going to be an amputee for the rest of his life.
Yeah, just have to take up sword fighting with his lefty, won't he? Anyway, guys, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Pretty good ending there, so we'll see what happens next time out. As for the rating, what are you going to get and why?
I'll give it a 7. I think it was a wee bit more eventful, and I thought it was a pretty good ending. Somewhere in heaven, Ned Stark is looking down like, that's what would have happened to you, Jaime, if I didn't get that big spear through the back of my leg in season 1. Alright, so I'll give it a 7 as well. I thought it was the best episode so far of season 3. Hopefully we can get more like this. And the ending was good, and I want to see what happens next. Anyway, guys, 7 out of 10. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.